Botox is really looked down upon also in our society. I mean, it is, you know it. Why is it looked down upon, and what are the risks involved with Botox in the short term and long term?
Botox in the long term has no risks for a simple reason: your body processes it. Botox leaves your system in a span of 4 months, 6 months max, not more than that. The drawback is, again, the fact that people do not want to admit. They want to say that we've aged naturally. So they don't want to admit that we're getting the Botox done. That is where the shortfall of Botox is. Varna, otherwise, the only problem, like I said, is in inexperienced hands. If it is not done properly and you develop a drooping eyelid, you can't do anything about it. You have to wait for the Botox to leave your system. That is the drawback. You cannot immediately correct it. It is going to be there till the Botox leaves your system. So you are stuck with a drooping eyelid for a span of 3 to 4 months.
But what are fillers?
So fillers and Botox usually go hand in hand. Now fillers are something that add volume to your face.
Okay.
Now aging ka sabse common side effect is the hollowing. You're losing, and a youthful face will have full cheeks, fuller temples, a nice jawline. With age, all these things tend to sag. So filler can add volume to your cheeks, to your temples. It can redefine your jawline. It can give you fuller lips. So that is what fillers do. So Botox, so we get most of the patients that we get for any kind of facial aesthetic correction is a combination of Botox and filler. We do the Botox for the lines and then we put the filler in the cheek or the temple to add more volume and give the youthful look to the face.
So what is the chemical used in a filler? Like,
It's hyaluronic acid.
Like-
It depends on which filler you're using, but hyaluronic acid is the basic one that is used.
and how long does a filler last in your body?
So the filler lasts from anywhere between 8 months to 12 months, and it then has to be redone. So the only drawback of the Botox and the fillers is that you have to repeatedly keep doing it.
Okay.
Because see, the product eventually gets metabolized from your system. Uske baad, your aging process is not stopped. So what the mindset of the person, like a layman, is that कि Botox एक बार शुरू किया तो वो बार बार करते रहना पड़ता है. That is not like, it's not like that. It's because you have gotten used to the nice smooth face without the lines. When the Botox starts wearing off, you feel that you have to get it done. It is not changed anything in your appearance.
Okay.
And you have not stopped your aging process. 6 महीने बाद you have aged more. है ना? So you are going to require the Botox only to correct the lines. It is not कि requirement बढ़ गया, कि अरे अभी ज़्यादा लगेगा, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है.
How often do these treatments need maintenance?
Every 6 months.
Botox
requires 6 months, 6 monthly. I have done for patients 4 monthly also.
Really?
Yeah. See, it depends on how your body metabolizes the product. If you are in a job where you do a lot of facial expressions, you're doing a lot of movement of your face, it will metabolize your Botox faster.
Like actors?
Yeah, maybe. Anything. If a teacher, she's yelling at the kids, making faces, she's going to require. So your how fast your body metabolizes the product is what indicates how fast you need to get a retouch.
Retouch done.
But normally 4 months to 6 months is what Botox requires. Fillers, of course, stay in your system for longer. So fillers also, in a year's time, too, you require.
Is there any natural alternative to all of these things?
Fat grafting. So see,
What is that?
So I'll tell you how it is. Filler corrects the hollowing in your face. It adds volume. Fat also can add volume to your face. So a lot of patients prefer कि fat grafting कर दो. The plus point of a fat grafting is we are removing the product from your own body. It is not a foreign product. It is not a synthetic product. That's why patients prefer it. So what we get the hollowing under the eye, which we correct with fillers. Uske badle we use the fat. So what we do is we extract a limited amount of fat. You don't need a large amount. You just need 10-20 ml of fat that you excise. We process it and convert it into nano fat.
Okay.
And then we inject it.
And how long does that last?
That will last for a lifetime. It's fat.
So people with sunken eyes,
Yes.
where it seems like dark circles, but
Yes,
it's probably
but
a
it's
shadow.
actually shadows.
So if they do fat grafting, it's a one-time procedure
It's a one-time procedure.
and you're sorted
You're sorted.
lifelong.
Yeah. So it is not, it is only going to correct the hollowness. Your aging process is still going on. So the hollowing may return, but you will not have to retouch it in a span of 1 year like you have to do for a filler. That is where the difference comes.
This is more of a permanent
Yes.
solution.
Yes. The only drawback of the fat is unpredictable. So we don't know. Sometimes a patient may feel like, "Arey nahi, lumpiness hai. So those things take a little time to settle. Filler is like tumne aaj kiya, tomorrow you can get back to your system, whatever it is that you want to do. Fat, you have to be a little more wary, a little more follow-up is required, but gives fabulous results. So fat is something we do quite routinely.
Any natural alternatives without injections? No.
Volume will come only with fat or filler.
Any like yoga or facial exercises or something that you've seen probably has happened?
No.
No? Okay.
Not that I'm aware of, but
Okay. What is the role of good sleep, healthy diet, exercise in maintaining any of these procedures?
it's very important. So even if a patient of liposuction comes to me, I'm giving you an example. If that patient is telling me कि मेरा weight तो 5-10 किलो ऊपर नीचे तो होता ही रहता है, that's not an ideal candidate for liposuction. Because they are not going to maintain a lifestyle to maintain the weight loss that has happened. So your lifestyle is very important. Eating healthy, eating, good food, proper sleep, proper exercise. All these things are very important, maintaining what result we have delivered. If I do a nice filler and give you the laser, the skin treatment and everything, but you are continuing with your lifestyle of मैं तो 2 घंटे ही सोऊंगा, मुझे नहीं करना ये सब, then it's going to start affecting your appearance eventually. The filler can only take care of that much, but your fine lines will keep appearing because you're tired. So good sleep, good diet, as much as we don't give it importance, is very important in the long run.
Okay. Is there an ideal age you would say that below this age you should not opt for a Botox or a filler or something like that?
So I prefer not to. Botox, though, anyways, now the age limit is come down drastically. Like people
Come down.
Yeah, people are getting it done in their 25-year-olds also. So a lot of this muscle is what gives you the fuller appearance of the lower part of the face. It's the masseter. So normally youthful look is when your face is V. So this we address with the Botox. So this procedure I have done in a patient as young as 22. And she's very happy. But then again, Botox is something that you have to keep retouching.
Correct.
Filler, yes. Filler, I feel that you should do it at a later age because it's a ongoing process. कि ऐसे नहीं कि आज filler किया तो हम उसके बाद lifelong नहीं कराएंगे. You have to keep getting it done. So I feel only once the hollowing appears. The lip filler, again, we get a lot of patients in a younger age group who want the much desired pout. So the lip filler, you get patients as young as 20 also who want to get it done.
Interesting. I want to understand what are the common risks that are involved with any aesthetic surgery.
Okay. So any surgical procedure, whether it is aesthetic or it is non-aesthetic, comes with its own risk and complications. You have the risk of anesthesia, the risk of post-op infections, the risk of prolonged bed rest, the risk of delay in wound healing. These are the normal complications that we would expect in any surgical procedure. Specifically, in an aesthetic procedure, your major concern would be that the patient's not happy with what has been delivered. One thing. Then one more thing is that wound dehiscence, what we call. The stitch might open. There might be some kind of infection that can happen. So these complications are common to any surgical procedure. And again, the complications for every surgical procedure are different. Like suppose I'll give you an example in a breast augmentation. Suppose the implant is not properly placed. Over time, as your body heals, that is when you realize that कि patient का कैसे implant बैठने वाला है, कैसे वो दिखने वाला है. It is very, it's actually impossible to predict on the table at the time of a surgery कि ये implant post op 3 महीने बाद ऐसे दिखने वाला है. So those are the things that we have to prepare the patient for. And of course, scarring. Scarring is the major issue post these procedures because there is no such thing as a scarless surgery in aesthetic practice. Okay, so now how a scar is going to behave is unpredictable. Indian skin in general does not scar so well. The Caucasian or the European skin, because they are fairer, their scarring is much better. Our skin is more prone to the darker scars, the hypertrophies. So scarring is one of the major issues post the surgery in the long run.